Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our broadcast. We will be starting in just a moment with the traditional piping on of the curlers in this final here. We have 4 matches. The big event final featuring Teamocil and Team Hat. Our second event featuring Harder, Faster, Deeper, Whoa against Team Shirk. Third event, Brooms, Sweat, and Beers playing None Given. And fourth event, Broomba against the Ice Team Cometh. We'll be back in a few minutes. Exactly. Shouldn't have rung the cowbell. Yep, third is at the front of it. They were wearing hats. They're going through the no, they're going through the middle. They're going through the middle. Please, he's been off the ice for like 35 minutes. Give him a break. Yeah. All right. Bukowski might steal that chair from you.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Actually, we have another bar stool. Nice. Neon pink, neon green. Nice. Can you get that bar, Rob? Can you get that bar stool and bring it right here? Yep, Pizza League.
Oh, he knows how to use it. Go Hawks. Do we have any viewers yet?
10.
10 already?
There we go.
We have 10 people looking at it?
Oh, there it is.
Camera. It's just a very slow phone.
Where does it show us the number of people are?
Right there. 12.
Oh, it's on your iPad.
Yeah.
Do we know their names? Can it show?
No.
No. We're not live, right? Are we?
We're live.
Oh, shit.
See, we're live.
Oh, well, hello.
Welcome, people. If you heard that in the background, that was Mr. Rob Chester here. We have 12 people watching and over 2,000 followers now, so join us and watch some curling.
We're well loved.
Piping will begin in just a moment.
It's too bad you don't have the cameras. That you could, we need like add a regular like camera that we could just go.
Well, no, that box
Yeah.
has an extra input.
Oh, so you could put a camera in the warm room.
Right.
That would be cool.
And we did that for
Rotaries?
Kaiser or Rotaries or something. Did we? No, we didn't webcast the Kaiser, so it must have been Rotaries.
Yeah, it was wild. I don't know what we pay the pipers.
Hello to Lisa Andrew.
Hi, Lisa.
It's about $300, I think.
Is that what we pay the pipers? No, I'm gonna go home and watch the football game.
You're gonna go home and watch curling.
Go Hawks.
Say here where it's warm. And he was like, you don't want to go out there? No, it's warm.
I'm kind of glad I'm not playing the second game today.
I don't feel too bad about losing.
No, I don't either. I mean, I'd like to play in a final, but
Yeah.
the fact that I played on Sunday is good enough.
It's okay, but we'll play on Sunday in the Dykes this year.
Woo! Sunday's
wanna-
there are gonna be 3 draws on Sunday.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of elimination on Sunday
Wow. It's okay, we'll still play.
for the Dykes. How many teams do we register already?
I think we're still like 28, 29.
They'll all come in at the last minute.
Oh yeah.
I bet you we only have 40.
We'll see.
You ever been piped down? You ever made a final?
No.
It's a lot of fun. It's the best part about it is being piped down.
It is a lot of fun. And then when someone forgets to, thanks to the kitchen staff.
I didn't know they were supposed to do anything. Like, I had no idea how it all worked. So, when you get your pin at the end, like there's an award ceremony, the skip introduces the team, and then you thank the people running the event, you thank the kitchen staff and stuff. But I had no idea because I'd never been in a final, and I never seen one because
He always leaves.
I would just leave. So, Mark is trying to tell me what I'm supposed to do as we're standing there, and I'm like, you could have told me 5 minutes prior. I made it work.
Box.
Go Hawks.
Who are they even playing today?
The Hawks. They played.
Yeah,
They played
who are they
at
playing?
12:30. They play at Hotlanta.
At 12:30? Is that 1:15?
No, they're earlier. I think it's 12:30 and 4:30. I'm gonna stop at Toucan Taco on the way home.
I'll send you an email, by the way, about Saturday too, or next Sunday.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Yeah,
I
probably.
need to do that. We'll have the games on, so.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I don't know what I got going on next weekend because of inauguration stuff.
I understand.
Broadcasting this conversation. What are we doing?
That's all right. Are you coming?
Didn't you get my email?
No.
You have to respond.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going if it's raining.
Yeah, if you asked if you wanted tickets, I responded. I responded.
Kevin said no.
I thought he said yes. Email from him.
He said no. 'Cause he has to take off. To the Viper.
Hello there.
Noob.
They had ginger ale. Yeah, they have ginger ale.
Had some ginger ale.
Yeah.
Yes, we do not serve underage people. They get
have
ginger ale.
for people that don't want.
Yeah, it's online now. Pretty huge.
It's on
There's
our
only
main
one
website
that's
page.
underage, and that's Karen, or the girl on John's team. Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't I thought the guy in the big hat? I thought he's underage too. And now he's
Galad. Oh, Galad is 20.
Okay.
Galad is 20.
Wait a minute. Yeah, what time?
And
What time you doing that?
Yeah, Galad.
yeah.
He's 20.
So Lizzie is
She's 23 or 4.
okay.
We drank at Tropical.
I mean, you can have fake ID.
I'm rooting for
Congratulations to all the teams that made our final here in our big event.
love your getup.
No, you gotta.
I love
Reviewing our lineup for our big event final, we have Teamocil, skipped by Melvin Shaw, vice Jeff Lee, second Brian Breen, and lead Courtney Shaw. They will be facing Team Hat, skipped by Lizzie Andrew, vice Gilad Kempenich, second Andrew Diller, and lead Morgan Haskell.
Yeah, I'll take the hat. He's nice hats. Still got it for Ryan.
Let's hope it's a good match.
Well, you can watch it on your computer.
Ben, quick question. Do you happen to have a copy of the tent contract with you?
No, I don't. And I haven't finalized anything with any of the companies because I have to wait until I can get permission from the press.
Right.
And obviously I'm not signing.
Oh, yeah.
And just
No, I
remember,
just wanted to
go
go
Hawks.
See ya.
Go
Alright.
Skins.
No, the Skins are go Hawks.
All right, who's
Courtney
what
didn't
color?
wear a skirt.
No, she has this event.
Take care. I'm headed out.
See you
Have a
guys
good night.
Friday.
I'm rooting. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm rooting for Brian.
Who is what color?
Oh, go daddy, go! She's got really good balance. Wow. And she was born in like March, right? April? Yeah, 'cause she was born at the same time Vinny was.
Yeah, and Vinny's nowhere near walking or
No,
standing on his
no.
own. Vinny's a big baby though.
Have you house-proofed the house yet? Like kid-proof it? Yeah, that's good.
Teamocil will be Yellow Rocks, and they will be throwing first. We're going to focus on the far house while we update our team lists.
Yes, which everyone is very happy about. Online. Yeah, I was looking for the kilt. I saw one. I clicked on it. I don't know if the exact one online. No, that's the wrong house.
I'm gonna explain it, Rob.
No, I thought it was inverted.
We'll look for the guy first. You want to focus on somebody's stuff.
You're on broadcast duty?
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good too.
Oh, that's a hog.
I'm gonna be back here at 5. See you tonight.
Wednesday,
See ya.
late draw.
Courtney winds up a little heavy and winds up through the house. I can tell you from experience, folks, having just played on Sheet B this morning, Sheet B is running a little straight and is very weight sensitive. It is some fast ice. Now, it was freshly pebbled, so we'll see how it develops during this first end.
What'd you forget?
Lead Morgan overcorrects and winds up drawing through the house.
Thank you.
Brian Breen delivering as second for Teamocil.
Which one are you doing? Sheet C?
And this rock might wind up in the house.
No, B. Big event final.
Winds up in the back of the 4 foot. Sorry, back of the 8 foot. What happened to my 4 house?
Pretty good shot. The front of it. It's got a little cold for him sliding on the right leg. With the kilt on. Oh no, he's got the long socks. Please, leggings.
And then he's got the long, he's got like biker shorts underneath them,
Oh, okay.
or the long chonies.
Nice shot.
With the proper termination on the huggers.
Moves a couple of rocks. Teamocil is... It's really close. Hard to determine who is shot. Andrew Diller delivering for Team Hat.
Good shot.
Coming right down to it. Right on the nose. So, front end is over. Back end rocks here in the first end of our big event final.
Oops.
Teamocil with an unlucky break here. Spills their rock and a red rock out of the house, and their shot rock goes as well.
It's a little light.
That's a guard, though. They can drag it.
They're trying to come in. They should be trying to draw in.
Call was for the draw in. They're not going to make it. They come right down to the guard, wind up expanding the protection of the shot rock just a little bit, but the right side is completely open, so Teamocil should be able to come down and draw in.
Pretty good.
Really close.
Oh, nice. Just enough for shot.
Lizzie Andrews sweeps it just a little bit to make sure they get a little bit of a bump. There's about 2 inches of separation there. Gila delivering for Team Hat.
Speed's a little better. A little heavy.
Little heavy and wide. They need to curl back.
Yikes.
Flashes through the side. Down to Skip's rocks here. Teamocil throwing first again. They're going to look to block it up, or maybe even put another one on the forefoot if it winds up heavy. Melvin Shaw delivering Skip's rocks for Team Teamocil. He's got decent weight. He's a little wide, but it might curl back in. Sweepers stay off. He winds up a little heavy, plays a little bump. Hard to tell from this angle. Teamocil is definitely sitting first shot, and I'm guessing that Teamocil is sitting 1-2 here.
It's back here, so I can actually see the TV as well.
Covering our other games here, on Sheet C in the second event final, we have Vince Saratella skipping for Harder, Faster, Deeper, Whoa, and George Shirk skipping for Team Shirk. In our third event final on Sheet D, we have Brooms, Sweat, and Beers skipped by Pete Morelowitz, and Team None Given skipped by Stephen Unixon. Stephen Enixon. I'm never going to get that one right.
All of our 6 followers reserves that guy's name wrong.
Whoa.
That is a rocket on this sheet.
It's a good shot. Good. Right.
She's probably going for the double. Following the rock down, blocking our view. Moves 3 rocks,
No.
winds up shot and third.
He's got to hit for 2, though.
Hit for 2. E. Nixon. Melvin Shaw delivering his last rock for this first end. It is light, The vice Jeff Lee comes out to help sweep. They need to drag it into the forefoot. They do manage to drag it all the way into the forefoot, out counting Team Hat's shot rock. So Teamocil is now sitting shot. Team Hat needs a fancy one for two. If they hit it on the inside, they could go for the double and try and get three. It's a little risky, but it's the first end. And they don't have much to lose.
They can't get around the center guard. It's hard to get around the center guard.
You can definitely get around that center guard. Hit the yellow on the left side. Punch it out back. And skinny this back yellow as well. Oh, absolutely. As we're discussing in the worm room here, folks, it's definitely possible, but it's risky, and I think she's going for it.
Well, even if they lose that back one, the red on the forefoot, they could still get two here.
Lizzie Andrew delivering last rock.
It's outside. She's getting the back one.
It's way wide.
Oh, here it comes.
She's going to try and chip that rock out.
Spiel of one.
Doesn't quite hit it quite right, and Team Hat gives up one in the first end. Teamocil stole one. So, beginning of the second end here, Teamocil 1, Team Hat 0. Eight ends, right? You want to swap the house? Swap the house? Every time I stand up, I'm like, ooh, I curled 5 games.
Have you seen his sweater?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to tell. We're using low res right now.
It's the safety pins that take.
Continuing our belated overview of all the events here. In our fourth event final, we have Team Broomba, skipped by Brian Sandberg, playing the Ice Team Cometh, skipped by Curtis Brooks. Both these teams played at 9 a.m. this morning. They are pretty tired right now. But back here on Sheet B, Courtney Shaw delivering her second rock for Teamocil.
Wrong color. It's 3-0 for yellow on C. There you go.
David, we have 2,000 followers of our live stream account. 2,000.
Some of them are even in Las Vegas right now betting on it. And fortunately, I know all of them.
Team Hat bumps some rocks around. Teamocil is still shot with Team Hat second. Melvin calling for the hit and roll.
Oh, David, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. But again,
He's got
They're looking for a little bit more curl.
Knows him.
Gonna get the hit
flat shot against Sherman.
and stick.
I don't care what anybody says, it was a brilliant shot.
But still failing to achieve victory. Like coming in second 8 times in a row or something.
And you know, it's like kissing her, in Italian, it's kissing her sister.
I don't know what that's like.
Thank goodness for that.
Mixing it up now. She's going to call for a freeze here.
Yep.
It's not going to be.
Lizzie called for the draw into the house, hoping for the freeze. I don't think the line is right for it. They wind up leaving it just biting the top of the 12-foot. Melvin calling for the draw, doesn't mind if it's behind or in front of it. Although he'd prefer behind. Changing the call here. They're going to take it out. Try and punch it right through as a field goal. And they're going to peel it out. Nice shot. Rolls out. Teamocil still sitting 1, 2, and 3.
Just had 17 rocks in play on sheet A. At the end of the.
And how many of the?
There's one rock that was out of play, and it ended up being 1-0.
And how many of those rocks actually counted for the final score? Is that many? There's a lot of guards around the house, and
Still not coming over.
Rock's a little heavy
It's on the button.
and never came over. Wide open for yet another hit by Team Shaw.
You know what? I gotta be able to see. I'm gonna sit up high if you don't mind. Not at all. Rude, but not at all. And not rude at all.
Melvin giving really tight ice here. He expects this rock to run almost perfectly straight.
And they're on it right away.
Sweepers get on it all the way.
And it's going to be a good shot.
It's coming down. It's right on it. It's over curled a little. Well, they take it out and stick around in the house. That's a nice shot. Lizzie again looks like she's calling for the freeze. This will be attempt number 3, I think.
we hope so. Doesn't want to work. Everyone can make go over the one shot. It just doesn't work.
You're like, I'm still working on this.
It's a good line.
My mom.
Line a little heavy.
Still living in California. She lived about an hour from us.
There.
And she would start scarring when she got in the car. And it would be finished by the time
Great
It's really
shot.
close
Get
here.
there. Get
Really close.
Come on.
Trying to finish it. They're going to wind up just about a rock short. Really close. But the line was perfect that time. So they fixed one problem. And Melvin's just going to try and take it out. Well, not with that. No, no. What is he doing? Fortunately, he tells us he's looking for the top 8 weight. If it overcurls and freezes, that's fine. Jeff Lee, vice for Teamocil. Blocking our view of the rock here. The rock is heavy right on the center line. It's going to wind up in the back of the forefoot. Lizzie tries to sweep it. It's almost biting the button. Let's take a look at the overhead cam. Lizzie can call the freeze or call for the hit and roll and try and take 2 of them out. She calls for the freeze. She's going to try and throw exactly that same line. It's up to Gilad and the sweepers now. It's a little heavy. They're coming right down to it. Hit and roll just a little bit. Not what Lizzie wanted there. Team Hat is sitting shot, but that rock is 75% exposed. And it's behind Teamocil's shot rock. So Teamocil should be able to just come, hit, and sit and take that rock out and be counting at least 3.
So essentially water.
Melvin Shaw delivering his first rock. It's pretty speedy. He's going for the hit here. Depends on the curl. Can they hold it past the top one? Yes, they do. They get the hit and it rolls to the other side of the forefoot. Nice shot there by Team Shaw.
She can't hit it though. She's hitting everything. Like, well, she's bumping it too. She bumped that too far back.
Yeah.
She's got to freeze to that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
She can't bump it.
Well, Shaw's, Lee, and Breen, they're making all the hits. You give them the hit opportunity, they will make it.
But in this situation, I think.
Yeah, you got to go for the freeze.
No, she can't.
Well, she's worried. She wants to remove some rocks.
She puts one even on the right side of that center rock.
Oh, yeah.
They can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Anywhere near the nose.
Absolutely. Yeah, just need rocks in play here. Right now, it is looking really dangerous for her.
Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't flash.
And that said, at least the center's still open, but this has got to not be a straight hit.
Lizzie Andrew throwing a rocket here.
Could be a double.
Lots of weight. It's not coming back over. Winds up shoving 2 yellow rocks around. She's still going to have a pocket to draw to at the end of. So Melvin's going to try and block it up. Put one right on the center line in the 8-foot. Let's take a look at the house cam. As you can see, currently Teamocil is sitting 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Team Hat is 4th. Teamocil is 5th, 6th, and 7th. But Teamocil is not going for the hit on the red rock, so they will not try and pull a 7-under out of this.
Well, they don't have him.
Melvin Shaw delivering his gavel here.
I have stolen 6 once, and it should have been
with the
7.
hammer is still a very nice end.
The weight's really close.
They don't want to come deep.
They're going to try and just out-count the Reds Rock.
Oh, she's got a big.
And they do it successfully. Teamocil is now sitting 1, 2, 3, 4 rocks.
Sleep come in through that port.
Yeah.
So it's tight, but I think you have to play the draw here.
Team Hat's going to have a draw for 1 here. They can draw, they can hit and roll.
And that's why you play the draw. Because even if it comes a little wide, you can go and wick off of that for kind of a downweight hit and roll.
Yeah, the port on the right side. Oh, that's a huge port. Easy shot.
Lizzie's doing it.
No, it's simple.
Gets older and has glasses again.
The rock will fit.
Can't bend down as far.
The rock will fit.
So the call is not for a draw here. It looks like they're going to go for a hit and roll off of the yellow rock in the top of the 8-foot, so just to the left of the Vice's broom there. Risky shot.
Yeah, because she could roll off through that hole.
Oh, yeah.
She's got to hit it pretty thick here.
She's, you know,
She did it the other night to the
You need
shirts.
just
To
T-line weight.
whoa,
That's too heavy.
Lizzie throws another rocket here.
it's pretty good.
It's close. I think it's a little too thick, but we'll see.
Got it.
Nice
Nice shot.
shot. Shows what I know, folks. Lizzie throws a perfect hit and roll, moves 2 yellow rocks, and winds up sitting in the 4-foot to take 1 with the hammer.
That's a game saver right there.
Yeah.
That's the shot Melvin made down against us last night.
That was just a disgusting rock. Skinnies through this little tiny hole, runs another 10 feet back, hits our red in the back 8-foot, and sits 5.
You're kidding.
It destroyed us.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's just a bastard shot. There's no nice way of saying that.
No.
I had to rip again. I decided to bring mine with me in since I was going to be saying Well, it's funny because I left one of my needles here. One of my needles fell out of the bag. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking. I can't find it. I go back to the car. I find it afterwards. I'm like, hey, find a wood knitting needle. They're like, yeah, it's on a little table. Oh, thank God. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sit here and actually watch the tape.
Amy, I'll head it out. I will see you on Friday.
I will see you Friday.
Yes.
Have a good week.
You too.
And stay dry. Okay. Yes. Is Courtney a skip? Courtney has not played this half. She was skipped first half last year, and she viced.
We're going to take a few rocks off, folks, and leave you here watching the far end house as the lead rocks and the front end continue.
Just to give somebody else an opportunity to skip, but she's not playing ladies league. She's sparing. Besides Wednesday or Tuesday afternoon, what other weeks are you playing in?
I think I'm more than slightly amused by George wearing the Sweet George's brown ale shirt.
Notice that.
No, you don't. I mean, you could buy them, but I don't.
You just kicked the rock off.
Yeah.
What happened?
Burn, I suppose.
She can't kick the rock.
No interest in playing Tuesday night?
came together, and
Hmm?
Vince's team, as far as coming together and really.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
That's
he's been to any of
What
them.
happened?
I think he met Jackie the day we played.
I'm not sure here.
I was thinking burn rock, but then they didn't replace the rock.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought it looked like.
Why am I able to hear
It's a
him?
little heavy there. Or is he throwing it through?
Okay, because usually you can hear Court yeah. Now. I was just surprised I could hear Vince. I mean, I know we talked about it later. So, were you playing the card game that you entered between those two? Yes. Have you ever played? I watched for quite a while last night. I played the first game. I know that there was a second game after we left. We left here at about 8. Yeah, they started playing after we got off the ice.
This is second rock.
I always tell people very large number volume of players. Yes. I heard they took up yes. I always tell people if you offend easily, don't play this game. Because the purpose of the game is to offend. When asked the kids at home if they had ever heard of it, and they were like, "I'd rather play apples to apples." I'm like, "Okay, works for me." Well, apples to apples is more of a family game. Yeah. Well, these are 23-year-old kids, college kids. Because I was really trying to
The
figure
rock
out
was
what demographics they were really shooting for.
gonna go out, and so she stopped it with her foot.
Oh, okay.
And it was gonna be going out. And so she just kicked it across to kick it out.
Okay.
And they wondered what the heck happened.
Okay.
Because they saw it on the TV.
Yeah. In college. So it was funny. A couple of cards came up and yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dental dam. Because I work in a dentist's office right now.
Hmm.
It has a completely different meaning, and I didn't know what the second dam was.
What's the second one?
You may want to go and turn the mic off first.
Mic is off.
Oh, okay.
This one's off.
Yeah, that one too.
So good. Urban Dictionary will tell me.
Not to, what's the dental definition? Yeah, I was gonna say. Is the mic off? I will keep it clean.
We're back here with 6 rocks left in this, the third end. Team Hat developing a nice end with 3 sitting in there. But Teamocil's got a nice pocket to either double or draw to. They like hits. Rock over curls. They hit and roll to the outside of the 12-foot.
I'd kind of, I would say, yeah, I'd probably throw a draw that's about top 8 in front of that over there on that corner.
Yep. Lizzie calling for a draw to the center line on the top of the 8-foot here.
Yeah, but the one in the middle is not bad, and I forget she doesn't have hammer. So, actually, it was right there, block up. I wouldn't want to go too deep here. Just top 8.
We were playing on sheet B, and it wound up being like you could put a 3-7 on the button. Your 3-8s were guards.
Oh gosh, that was not at all how it was when I was playing on B yesterday. I have no idea what it was like, but it was.
That's how
We had no sense of what the weight was for anything, and it just felt slow.
Well, that's
Now maybe that's for other reasons.
the first end was slow, but second, third end it started really picking up. It ran straight too, so it took us 5 ends to figure out the ice. It's one of the reasons we lost so badly. That and the other team was making their shots. The guard does its job. Teamocil wrecks on it.
I did not say anything.
Linda, has juniors been notified?
they were notified.
They were.
Yeah.
No, they're not coming.
There was an email that went out, and they told them last week.
Okay.
Because we discussed that, and then I sent Lisa an email saying, yeah, okay, we're counting on you not having juniors or middle rockers.
In fact, they're about 10 minutes late for juniors now.
Well, middle rockers.
Middle rockers, but they're supposed to be here at 12:30.
Lizzie Andrew delivering her first rock of this third end. That one's really curling hard. They're trying to sweep it all the way to the 8-foot. I don't know if they can, but they do. They sweep it all the way into the 8-foot, almost hitting the 4-foot.
Probably about a third of that, maybe half from the hack.
From the hack, you can see about half of it. No way. Okay, apparently, yeah.
Just a downweight hit.
So, Teamocil is going to play a downweight hit, hopefully.
Stanton's kind of open up the middle and make sure he's got a shot for one there at the end.
He's a little wide. He's going to look to try and peel it. It curls at the end. He hits the rock. His own rock rolls to the outside of the 12-foot, but does push Team Hat through. So, still, Team Hat is sitting first and second shot. Teamocil is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Team Hat definitely needs to either protect their own rocks or split the house, just to make sure that Teamocil can't do something crazy. Lizzie Andrew with her last rock of the end. It's a wide rock, folks. But the line really doesn't matter as long as it's light enough. And it's curling back. They're looking to just bite the 8-foot. So they got a little more. They wound up biting the 4-foot. If Teamocil wants, they can hit and sit for 1. And that looks like what they're going to do. Well, what they're going to attempt to do anyways. We'll see if he makes it. I always have to keep reminding myself, easy to call the shot from the warm room, harder to actually make it. Melvin Shaw with the hammer here. He's wide. Hits and rolls and does not wind up shot. It's going to be 1 red.
He got really lucky to go and end up with a steal of 1 there. Giving up on it.
So as we start the 4th end here, we can see that Team Hat has 2 ends in their pocket. Teamocil has 1 end. The score is Team Hat 2, Teamocil 1. Melvin's probably disappointed he didn't make that shot, but it's not a bad thing to give up a steal of 1 and keep the hammer, especially in a close game like this. He's okay with the result.
Yeah.
He's not happy with his throw.
Right.
Oh, we've got the award ceremony.
Yeah.
We do award ceremony and then eat? Is that how it works?
Yeah, they probably want something to eat right away, and that's kind of.
Yeah, game's over, wait 20, 30 minutes, then awards, or 15, 20 minutes.
The food could be out there, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you put it on low, right? You don't forget that red hot and blue stuff so fast, do you?
First rock from Courtney M.F. Shaw. You look at her email address, it's CMF Shaw.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. All I have to
Maybe
say.
she has 2
Just
So we've finished with the front end here in the fourth end of our big event final. That was a nice pop, but the skip couldn't sweep it out. Gilad here delivering his first rock. Right down the center line. And the rock does not curl enough, and it's too heavy, and it goes through the house. Melvin calling for the draw around.
From this angle, it looks like yellow. That rock just barely making it to meet the other guard. They get a little bit of a rub and wind up right on the center line. Lizzie again looking for, this time, looks like a hit and roll behind cover. Going to be a light hit and roll with that amount of ice.
It'll curl if he's a little less free. Here it comes.
It's really close. He's not going to get much of a hit.
He's going to get it right on.
He's going to get a nose hit here, folks. Nope. Pops it almost completely on the nose. Pushes it back just a little bit. They were probably going for the freeze. Melvin calling for a control weight hit on the red rock. He'll probably spill his own backing, but if he can get one behind cover, he'll be in a nice spot to try and take two with the hammer. Jeff Lee delivering his final vice rock. The rock over curls. It hits it on the outside. They wind up picking it out, but sticking around, so they don't roll behind cover, but they do stick in the house. I did notice in the morning draw, there were definitely fewer smiles in the ice shed. Fewer more people limping around the ice shed. I was one of those people limping around the ice shed.
It's worth discussing as far as, is there a way that we can kind of make some of this a little bit easier? Because
Well, maybe we do 6 end games.
I think
But-
3 people asked me where the ibuprofen was this morning.
we've got a lot of people who this is their first bond Spiel, and the way the schedule works out, you are almost, you pretty much have to have, you've got easily probably 3 games on Saturday.
Well, one option.
Why don't we play more games on Thursday? Thursday.
Well, one option would be extending Sunday.
What's that?
Extending Sunday.
Is that an option? Rather than doing
Yeah.
it on Thursday
Right.
and spring it out that
I was like, because the other thing would be, the other problem is that you might be having to require people to be able to play Thursday night and Friday night, which seems to be problematic. Or you're saying, oh, we're going to start
To me, it's
earlier on
better
Friday
than 3
and have
games in one day.
and
3
require
games in one day is
The problem is, like, we're trying to do this so that people don't have to take off of work.
Yep.
right.
So you can't start until after work Friday, after work Thursday, and get a reasonable number of games in, and get done Sunday afternoon. It's
Yes,
Well,
it
what
is.
if you had
There's
more
a
games
lot
on
of.
Since we're all local anyway.
but again,
Well, keep in mind,
you're still playing one game either Thursday or Friday night, unless you're telling people you have to be here Thursday night be down to
I don't see a problem.
12 teams tops, probably less.
I don't see a problem.
It is as it is.
So-
I mean, I don't know how much
You
you can.
expect to be curling on,
I mean, that's and that's the thing. It's like people. I mean, you look at the first year curlers; they're not used to it. They really, you're throwing them
Trial
right
by
into
fire.
it really is in that sense. 3 games in a day, and you could tell. Saturday night they are gas. Sunday morning,
Okay.
same thing.
There you go. That's key.
And that's where you see, your teams that in general have more experienced folks. They've got an advantage. They really do. That's where it comes in.
Melvin delivering his first of his 2 rocks. Looking to just draw into the top of the house.
I mean, I think my team was pretty spent yesterday at 3:45.
Gets around the guard.
We'd only played 1 game that day.
Excuse me.
Did you catch what Arthur said?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Pretty good.
And I think
That was
that's
just Chip
why
going down the wrong hole.
team members of like Roomba are good because they have 2 to 3 years of experience. Who's skipping that team now? Is Ken skipping his current?
Yes.
so Lizzie has what? Tony, one more rock?
Yeah. 1 more rock each.
She's without the hammer.
She's without the hammer. The other team's sitting 3. She's going to draw in from the right side. It's tough. Not a lot of rocks thrown out there.
Oh yeah. And that ice is probably kind of sandpapery.
Looks like Lizzie Andrew is opting to draw around. Looks like Lizzie Andrew is opting to draw around to the other side of the house. Try and bring it in behind cover. This is a critical shot. If she winds up short or leaves herself exposed, Melvin will have an easy shot for 4.
I'll have a shot, maybe not an easy shot.
I actually kind of like if she were to have thrown the other turn, come around,
Mine's
even just to
pretty good.
sit on top of the shot rock or something. Looks heavy.
It looks a little wide and a little heavy.
Oh, this might be.
It will stick around. It picks up some curl. They're trying to bury it behind the guard. Picks up a little bit of a twist at the end.
Not bad. He hasn't thrown on this ice.
Shot.
He hasn't thrown.
That's a pretty good shot. The rock is about half under cover from the hack, maybe a little more.
Yeah, but he's got to figure out what hit weight's going to do on that ice, though.
So Melvin's got to come down with a down weight or a control hit to be able to, in order to be able to hit and sit, which is what he wants to do. He can hit for 3 and roll out, but if he hits and sits, he'll take 4. Melvin Shaw delivering hammer for Teamocil. He's looking for the hit and sit.
That looks light.
He's definitely a little light for a hit. He's got to get it around the guard, but I think his sweepers can put it there.
Whoa. He's by.
He's around the guard. He gets the hit
That's nice.
and sweeps it out the back of the house. An excellent hit and sit for 4. Teamocil is now leading 5-2.
That's exactly what you were talking about with, giving up the steal of 1, keeping the hammer is not so bad. I would say long run back to take out rocks hitting the back 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah. From 3 guards straight run back to for the double. Nice. It's a long way.
Yes, it is.
About 12 feet. Yep. Yeah. Well,
But of course, the fog hasn't cleared.
yeah.
Sun is getting thicker, and Leon is definitely getting larger.
Leon?
It's an airplane reference.
Okay.
You ever see the movie Airplane?
I have indeed. I
I
don't
have
know
a
Leon.
long time ago though.
Yeah. It's getting thicker. Johnny runs in, and Leon's getting large.
Gosh. Old school movie.
Johnny, what do you make of this? Disappointed. I didn't think women really paid attention to learn movie lines like this. Oh God, yes.
And this is another reason why Amy Lawrence is cool.
Well, I don't think. What'd you say that again?
And this is another reason why Amy Lawrence is cool.
She wrote movie lines. She writes theme song at the drop of a hat. She smokes cigars. She drinks scotch. Curls. She's married to Mark Warren.
I didn't know.
Married to Mark Lawrence, and I make a mean pot roast.
Wait, I didn't realize.
Pot roast.
I was like, granted, I don't smoke, but I didn't realize you smoked cigars. Wow. Nice.
Well, in many ways, why my husband loves me.
I bet.
It's actually our first date. Me? And I drink scotch. Our first date, when we started dating, we hung out at George Hamilton's cigar bar in Santa Monica. Hamilton's in Overstreet.
Ken's kicking butt over here.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
He's calling a pretty simple game plan. I can see it's just sort of okay. Just hit the stuff that you can. Just get our rocks out there.
But they're making the shot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're making.
What?
Well. Yeah, no kidding. I know how it feels when.
Is that what happened this morning, Richard?
Yeah.
Somebody
yeah.
wasn't making shots?
No, we knew how to call.
Yeah.
We knew how to call it. But the rocks just weren't going where we wanted them to go.
Sometimes they just don't listen, do they? Kind of like children. Yes.
You were getting them. You were getting at least most of them over the hog line, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Look at that. Just got it.
Ooh. Hat is not doing well this end.
Yeah.
I think it's because Lizzie took her hat off.
Wait a second.
She needed the magic of the purple hat from yesterday.
Yikes, it's hot out here. Hot out.
Just warm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's only warm. It's the warm room. Okay. Desperately a sea douchebag.
Oh well, gee, Amy, if you insist. I.
Why are they not waiting for me?
Is it hog?
It's over.
What a guard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not quite the
Ooh, that's a good.
What? What?
Well,
Gets that lucky little
I
spin at
think
the end.
I don't think Vince is going to be able to remove that too easily. I don't think he's going to be blanking this end.
No.
Oh, is there only one rock to go?
Uh
No, he's
oh, got a couple. Yeah. Okay.
He just knows that front red one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't really get him anything else.
Right.
Oh, Roomba's got one in. Nice little draw. Oh, maybe. Ooh. Follow him in.
Close.
Did she know Daddy made that shot? I said I know. I didn't.
Good shot. Oh, short.
Mm. Ooh.
Trouble.
Trouble on sheet B.
Trouble.
Trouble on sheet B, that's for sure.
That's capital T and that's
It's with P, and that stands for pool. One week from tomorrow. 1 week from tomorrow, my pool table will be playable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
The price was right.
What color felt?
Green.
We had a pool hall, and there's a pool hall in California. It's called Gotham Hall.
What, black felt?
Purple.
Oh.
Purple felt, red chalk.
You know, in the right setting, that would look really cool. And I'd actually be down with that.
And it was awesome. It was a great place. But it had that kind
Teamocil brings that rock right into biting the 8-foot. They are now sitting 4 in the house.
of urban goth.
Liz is taking her time here.
Hey, Vince, I think you need to go and yell at Liz. Do we have the hammer?
Somebody not happy.
I played with Vince at the Meltdown a couple of years ago. He just kept reminding me of that. He's like, do we have the hammer? As sort of a way of saying, clear the guards out front, you dummy.
Lizzie reminding her vice that she wants an up-weight hit here. She's going to try and clear the guards.
Oh, boy. Ready, aim, fire.
And it's just an up-weight hit here.
It's not quite Kevin Martin weight.
It's no rocket.
And it's a low off. Ooh.
Peels the guards,
And
but winds up pushing a 5th yellow rock into the house.
sneak in here.
I've been sitting here for an hour.
5 minutes.
Maybe
I'm
she
just
need,
saying,
you might
I
have
am
to
not
under your
that
hat.
tired. Not that nervous. Good to see you.
Roman's countryman, lend me your
You can
hat.
see what my
Well,
allegiance
I'm
is.
just Enrique has a hat.
Well, clearly, yes.
Liz may need
This
a
comes
hat.
as no surprise.
He was wearing one for the walk-on.
Yeah, she had carried the platypus on.
Yeah.
They changed skips on shoot A. That's why it's.
Yeah, it's
Benner's skipping.
Yeah.
Oh, Benner is skipping
really?
now? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, really? Who skipped
Well,
in your
he
game?
was calling the shots in our game too. So
Oh dear. That mic's probably still hot. No, I'm not going to say anything.
oops.
Hi, my name is Baiko, and my anti-drug is diplomacy. That's what. I don't think it's going to leave more than
Have a
2
stink
bucks
bug.
straight.
There's a little pocket there.
Stink bug just dropped from the ceiling right there.
It's in the pocket. That's a huge
No
pocket.
thanks, I've already eaten. So 6 on the house and just following.
Wait, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, they drew and just
Melvin
put
threw
another
that
one
rock.
there. Yeah.
They drew. Well, I think it was supposed to be a guard, but ended up being a draw.
Melvin threw that rock, right?
Yeah, he did.
And there's 2 yellows left.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So why did Melvin throw? That's a good question.
A little bit of confusion going on here.
They would pull the rock.
Ooh, that spilled too much.
That's been part of the fun about having been off work all this time. I've been getting much better at cooking.
Did they change the skip also?
Because I actually
No, they can't do that right now.
There's nothing in the middle.
I had a culinary degree yesterday, so I was like,
No, I'm asking if they changed for the whole game.
but
No, Melvin's been throwing last rocks.
all these years, Mark's the one who's been doing all the cooking.
I forgot what the rule is if you throw out the border.
They pull the rock.
Move back to where it was.
Yeah, and then they
Well, something.
To what it was before he threw.
oh, Red has hammer. Maybe that's on the wrong sheet. What is that? No, it's a B sheet rock.
Yeah. So this is the 7th rock for Teamocil, but it's the 2nd rock that Melvin Shaw has delivered. Teamocil is currently sitting 5.
So whoever threw one throws the last.
So that was it. That wasn't it last year.
No.
No.
Whoever threw only one throws the last rock.
Oh.
But that's not.
And then is that legal?
No, that's not. The
Well,
way.
not sure. Well, I don't remember the rules there.
Whatever the teams in the sheet, how they want to play it.
It is.
I think you pull the rock.
I say, well, it's a little late to do that.
Yeah, well, they didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say,
that's
and
why. That's why.
I say, on top of which, it's not, it's not officiated. It's not like I'm going to suddenly run out there in the middle of the other shot without curling shoes on. Be like,
Well, I wouldn't run out on the ice.
Yeah.
Michael, what happened?
just a small out of order throwing issue where, Melvin, for what should have been, I believe, Jeff's 2nd rock or something. Basically, they ended up kind of throwing stuff out of order this end, and only realized it when it's like, wait a second, there's 2 rocks back here. Why didn't Melvin just throw one? Kind of like we all did. So.
Pretty nice shot from Team Hat there, but she did manage to peel the back rock and got it with a jam. So, not a nice result.
A lot of jam possibilities here.
So now Courtney's throwing the last one?
Yeah. Whoever threw one rock.
If we look at the house cam here, you can see that it looks like Teamocil is sitting 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Team Hat is sitting 4th. So we have figured out what happened. It looks like Courtney, the lead, only threw 1 rock at the beginning of the end. So Teamocil has been off by a player for most of this end. So to
She ran off the ice.
Yes. Yes, that's you're exactly right. That's what happened.
And she came back and did.
Yeah, and I was saying, and so Brian was setting up to go and throw what would have been her 2nd rock. Yeah.
Didn't get enough of a roll there.
as we look at the overhead cam here, from our camera angle, it looks like Teamocil is still only sitting 3. So Team Hat should have a nice draw with backing right into the pocket.
No, because by that time it's going to be turning a lot.
Well, you throw the hit and sit.
On the back one.
They're going to throw the nice hit and sit, nice and easy. A little simpler than trying to draw in that straight.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call it nice and easy, but it's like she's gonna throw up weight.
It's a simpler plan.
It's, okay, simpler, yes, but certainly the weight will not be easy.
Lizzie Andrew with the hammer here, going for the hit and sit.
It's got to move. Yeah.
Looks a little wide. Looks really wide. Gets a hit. Rolls out and gives up at least 2. We think it's only 2, but the vices will decide.
Yeah, the camera is not perfectly aligned there, so.
It's definitely not 4.
They kicked, so it's.
They're not measuring.
I'm going to guess 2 based on that. This is where we need our.
It is indeed 2.
This is where we need our special Skips microphones presented by Taco Bell.
Or Sheraton, or Baker Tilly, or McLean.
I'm sticking with the businesses that I know what they do. I know Taco Bell.
Well.
I know Pepsi. I have no idea what Baker Tilly and McLean do. And
UBS?
I have only enough. And we're kind of biased toward Holiday Inn these days, so.
Indeed. Because they're just closer.
I mean, it's like I would go. It's like I would pick another sponsor, but I already have the red hot and blue overhead cam.
All right, so.
See, that could be a way to go and do try to sell advertising.
Well, we don't do enough broadcasting yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see us do Capital League,
Mm-hmm.
but if I lived 5 minutes away, I'd do it. But
Yeah.
I don't live 5 minutes away.
Right. The thing is, with me running it, it's like even when I have a late game, I'm still here for the early draw.
Yeah.
Even when I have an early game, I'm oftentimes still here for the late draw.
Yeah, well, everybody who has an early game too.
Status of the
What do you mean? What do you mean status of?
we discussed it last meeting.
Right, we discussed it, and well, there's the TVs,
Right.
and then there's the on-ice cameras, and
But we're funded for both.
no,
No.
oh, there's no money for either of them.
Yeah.
It's not in the budget anywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought we authorized the expense,
oh no.
not without John giving us a
Well,
report. and
A,
putting it somewhere.
not without
Yeah.
John there. B, as I'm going to report to the board, I continued to investigate.
Okay. Right.
And the original plan, at least for the warm room TVs, turns out to be the best one currently available to us. It's not sitting well with me. It's not a perfect system. It's not a perfect solution. The TVs are a little too bigger than what I want, but they're the only TVs that have the right kind of panel.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It's just not.
It's
It's just
back to the wild.
There will,
They want to hibernate.
Super Bowl coming, everything that I have read, the best time of year to buy TVs is right before the Super Bowl because that's when the biggest sales go on.
See, but we don't. That's on the big TVs. We don't want 55, 56, 60
You
inches.
want like a 27.
Right, and
something like that.
and there is only everything that's 27 inches and below uses a TN panel, which has a very narrow vertical field of view, which when we flip a portrait, that becomes our horizontal field of view. So for us, that screws us. There's one company that makes a 32-inch panel with an IPS panel. It's Panasonic. It's got some funky input configuration on the back. We can work through that, but it's just not.
Some just ain't right.
Well, it's $460 per TV.
That's a lot.
Plus,
60 for a 32?
because it's got the nice panel, you pay a little more. And I will want to redo the electricity up here as well, and I don't want to rush it.
How many are we talking? So we're talking about these
4 TVs, yeah.
We thought about 8, but then it's even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably about double. Yeah. Plus the wiring.
I mean, we can go
Double
with
the wire.
with smaller computer monitors, but you don't save much money. And then you start having to convert signals using boxes, and it gets really weird really fast.
I was just thinking if there was some way to work with whatever company we're going with to get some kind of bulk discount.
It's
But it depends on what that bulk, what's the cutoff? Is bulk 5? Is it 10? Is it 50?
right because it's only 4 TVs, and because we're already getting a decent price, because we shop around Amazon, B&H. I mean, we're getting good prices. So really, it's something that, as I'm going to recommend to the board today, we just can't do it right now.
Mhm.
It's
Well,
too tight a time frame to try and do before the dikes.
And so during the summer, probably.
Yeah, so we will investigate additional options and find the right solution.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sure.
Yeah, I agree. Not rushing to buy something that's going to be obsolete in 2 or 3 years.
When we
to
want it to
build up
last
like these.
10 or 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Andrew Diller. Plus, I'm a little busy.
Did you correct Gilad's name?
It's Gilad, right?
Kempenich.
Kempenich, yeah.
Okay, because yesterday it was showing Kamenich.
Oh, sorry. I rewrote it down today,
Okay.
so it should be right.
Okay.
Kempenich.
Yeah, yesterday it was showing.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, this is looking a lot like the end of our game against Shaw's.
Mm-hmm.
They found the ice. They start leaving you with nothing in the house,
Yeah.
and they make these perfect peels.
The takeouts that even
Yeah.
leave the shooter. In.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's trying to freeze there, but she hasn't gotten the freezer.
Right.
She's tried.
Yeah.
And on
Times
and
Now
on
trying
this
to hit and
ice,
roll. Yeah.
it's hard.
Oh yeah. This is not sweepers ice. This
Well-
by comparison.
My first 3 games on CD&A, so Friday night and our first 2 on Saturday, that was sweeper's ice. I could drag that rock forever. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Well, by now,
I was gonna say you should have come. You should have come to Detroit with me.
come back.
Then you would see.
Come back.
All right.
That really was.
Gets the hit and rolls just a
Not
little.
enough roll.
Yeah.
Not enough.
So we're back after the front end. That was a decent hit and roll, but didn't roll quite far enough. The rock is probably 2/3 to almost entirely exposed from the hack. Teamocil is going to come down, hit, and take it out of the house.
Even if he does get, even if he does get the roll that they're looking for there, you probably have Jeff just play. Okay, just a straight run back, make it. No different.
Curls too much. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, on the guard.
It's got to split the guard. Get the
A rare miss for Teamocil. They wind up hitting their own guard and rolling over. Yet another rock that had a little bit of a curl right at the end of it, bringing it back towards the center line. Looks like Lizzie's calling for the hit on the yellow on the right side of the house.
Yeah, she's throwing to the shotgun.
No.
I think she's hitting and rolling. Oh yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Changed it.
Is it cold in here?
Just a little
Yeah,
more.
the ice shed door was open for a little bit. Oh, they got a sweep for line. That rock is over curling. They hit it on the outside and spill their own rock out. Somehow still in play, but I don't think it's fighting the house either.
I know.
How is that rock in play? Oh well.
Yeah.
They're not. That rock is out. That has to be out.
Not from the camera view.
Okay.
Camera needs to be from higher up or something. Yeah, the camera's too close to the ice, so.
Well, that is our biggest disadvantage with our cameras, is all of our lights are only 10 feet off the ice.
Yeah.
But you know what? We make do with it and do pretty good.
Yeah.
Teamocil with a nice hit and roll.
It's like, what else we're gonna do? Completely redesign the ice shed out there. No, I don't think so.
One thing I would personally love to see them up as close as we can to the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and replace them all with, um, hopefully with LEDs, but more important would be consistent and even lighting throughout the entire shed.
Yeah.
I hate the dark spots
You don't
from
like
hog
the
to hog.
yellow and the blue.
Well, no, it's not the colors change. It's that this facility was actually designed so that in the house there's, for example, 1,000 candle power.
Okay.
From the back line to the hog line, there's 800 candle power, and from hog line to hog line, there's 500 candle power. That's the kind of ratio we're looking at.
Oh, wow.
So there's half as much light between the hogs as there
Jeez.
is.
That was by design.
Exactly, by design. And it works pretty well. You save electricity, but it screws my cameras up and my photography. So if I had lots of money, I'd replace it. But you know what?
No, it's all about the image.
We can live with that. We make do, and it's very nice lighting. It
I will
works.
say, since we went to the blue lights, the natural lights,
Mm-hmm.
it is brighter out there. I mean, the only, those yellow ones that are out there, this is the last batch of the original bulbs
Yeah, and right now those look pretty horrid.
But those, I mean, those kick out way less light than the
Then the blue.
natural
Yeah.
blue bulbs.
All right.
Go slowly, I'll give her a second.
That's very light. Talking about light, that's light. Well done, sir. Well done.
So after the first of our skips rocks, Teamocil is sitting one. Team Hat has one in the house sitting second shot. With that ice, it looks like Lizzie is either drawing in or trying to peel a guard. Or maybe even peel yellow shot rock. We'll see what the handle is. She's definitely curling towards the center line, so probably going for the draw. No, it's very light. Very light. It's about a 2 guard right now.
Stop sweeping right now so you don't knock that rock.
They wind up almost freezing right on top of the yellow guard. I believe your hubby was looking for you. He was just tapping on the glass wondering where you were. He's busy now. So, Team Hat and Hammer here.
Do the slow coach shot.
Teamocil
Oh,
now
gosh.
throwing their last rock. Melvin Shaw will be delivering.
The slow coach shuffle. Like that.
The rock's going to sit above the tee line. Sits almost completely in the 8-foot.
I did the coach interaction there.
Teamocil did their job there. They put a second one in the house.
Coach says you're screwed. Wow.
If Lizzie's
She's like,
feeling
"Yeah, I know
risky,
that."
she could go for the double and try and pull 2 out of this.
Well, he got
Or she
nothing.
can opt for a hit and sit and probably get 1. Hit and sit, hit and roll, anything that winds up with a rock biting the 8-foot will get
Yeah.
you 1.
You're down 5
Yeah.
with 3 ends here to go. You need the deuce.
So, calling a very tight line here. Lizzie's going with the curl towards the center line. side. So they wind up taking one.
Well, he's got one out of it, and that's it.
And
Already?
Yep.
Lizzie Andrew goes ahead and concedes. So after six ends,
Well, yeah, you told them
the
that,
final score
they're
is
screwed.
7
Well, you said
to
they're
3.
screwed. They're not going to steal 2 and 2, right? And then
When
still
Team
they're
make
making
Hat
more in
shots,
the
they
extra
can
end.
do that.
loses to Teamocil. Teamocil wins the big event final here. Congratulations to them. They won all 5 of their matches.
We tried to let him lose one. He could have come back from this.
Losing by
Only,
4 without
only
hammer.
down 4. It's
Yeah.
within the realm of possibilities.
It is.
But
I would have played one more at least.
I understand.
But it's hard to play against a team that's making their
Yeah. Yeah.
takeouts.
Yeah.
Because you really to
Well,
pick
no-
up 4 without hammer in 2 ends, you really
Right.
need them to miss a lot of takeouts, and
Yeah.
they're not missing takeouts.
Well, the other thing is they're also not setting things up. They weren't when they didn't have the hammer. They really weren't setting things up to steal.
it's
really
something
effectively.
about having a very experienced lead.
Exactly.
We'll be
That's
back in just a few minutes. We're going to swing our cameras over to another game. We're going to try and pick an interesting one here. We do have 3 other games going on. Our second event final, our third event final, and our fourth event final.
See,
I'm actually thinking about with the ice team coming.
wait, what's happened there lately? I
There
can't
are
see the.
lots of rocks in play.
It's 5-2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, C's nice and close, though.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll go ahead.
I'm too cold, so I shook.
He had to have a reason. That's what they
Oh, I left my phone out there. No, I feel bad.
I thought it was your coach encouraging you that.
Yeah. Coach advice, you're screwed.
That's what he told us.
As long as it was under 60 seconds.
I think I came out and she already had some.
Well, we're done early. I'm not. I like my ciders, I like my hard lemonades, that kind of stuff. Congratulations.
Thanks. Were you not covering our game?
Oh, no, we were covering your game.
Come on.
That's your score. Game's over.
Oh, I see.
Final.
Team Hack.
Absolutely. And Teamocil.
And Teamocil.
Teamocil prescribed for
There's
kicking
no
your butt.
argument.
These
Are you super juiced for May? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I am super juiced for May. It's one of those things that's, if I explain it, it'll never do it justice. It's from a very funny TV show called Arrested Development.
Shitty TV show.
It is. It is probably one of my top 5 favorite TV shows ever. Yeah. I think I might just have to do that too. And, yeah. Nice. It is the coolest hat ever. Lizzie, what did you want to drink? What? What do you want to drink?
I got a beer.
Did he get it for you?
He said to take it. I don't know if he paid for it.
Oh, yeah, we have money. There's always money in the banana stand.
There's always money in the beer stand.
In the beer
In
can.
the beer can.
I'm too lazy to like.
We went to trivia one week and we named our team Steve Holt, right? And
Nice.
so then halfway through he's like announcing all the team names and there's a team that's named There's Always Money in the Beer Stand. So then he gets to us and the other team goes, Steve Holt!
Love it. I decided the next time I play trivia, I'm gonna be Teamocil.
Yeah.
I think it's a good team trivia team name too.
I think there'd be enough people who will get that. Yeah.
It is. That's
Okay, good.
So basically, Teamocil in this show is it's either like a supplement or a drug that was pulled off the market for doing all these bad things. But these ridiculous characters from the show did the song for it, and so the song kind of goes along. And at the end of it, there's this little girl who goes, Teamocil may cause loss of sex drive.
Yep.
And it's like the funny.
I saw that this morning. I watched it this morning, so now I fully appreciate it.
I think we won because we had the cutest fan here. She was like in the window, like waving her little arms. I thought that was so cute. It even melted my I don't love kids heart.
Oh,
My
jeez.
icy.
Yeah, that won't last long.
Oh wow, Brian! Look what almost happened. The internet now has record of the whole game. I was like, I don't have pockets, so I kept my chapstick in my bra through the whole game. I'm like pulling it out of my shirt.
I thought that's what you had done. I'm like, I thought I saw Courtney just put something in her bra.
Yeah.
Yep, I was right.
Oh, the internet.
Sometimes it is.
I've never been.
So we're back live here at the Potomac Curling Club, switching to our second event game here on sheet D. Sorry, sheet C there, folks. So first was 3 yellow, then came blank, then came 1 red, then came 1 yellow, then came 4 red. And they are currently in the 6th end. So the match currently stands at 5 points for Team Shirk and 4 points for Harder, Faster, Deeper, Woe.
They need to be kept warm.
Oh, yep. Sorry, my bad. Never mind. Don't repeat it. Looking at gallery. I missed the fifth end.
Oh, my mom was watching.
Cool.
Somebody kicked
So your
rock.
mom was watching you grab stuff out of your bra? Maybe.
I posted
Missed that one.
the
Harder, Faster, Deeper, Woe started with the hammer in this game and took 3 in the first end. There was a blank in the second. Team Shirk took 1 in the third. Faster, Deeper, Woe took 1 in the fourth. And then in the 5th end, Team Shirk took 4 points with the hammer. So we're here in the 6th end. Currently, Team Shirk is sitting 2 in the house.
I was the runner-up in this event last year, so it's kind of nice. It was such a painful game because the ice was so slow in our first end last year that I was playing with my child's team, so all 5 and under women, and
Team Shirk hits and replaces the guard.
left a guard for the first 6 ends. We didn't have, and the other team was the boys 5 and under team, and they just kept putting rocks in the house, and we couldn't. None of us had enough weight to like. I would call hits, and I was like, well, if you're light, it hangs around, and they were still coming up with guards. It was unbelievable. Yeah, the draws were.
Vince Saratella is the skip for Harder, Faster, Deeper, Woe.
By the time it got to me, I only had like double promote.
He's going to clear the guard.
This is the second time I've ever played in this one, as crazy as that is. Yeah. This is my first time. And the last time it was like my 3rd year of playing, and it was a junior team that I was playing with in Clouded. So this time did better.
Hey, you guys did great. I had a feeling you guys had it so far.
Wound up moving 2 guards. So there are no guards around the forefoot now, but Team Shirk is still sitting 3 in the house.
Yeah. His stuff is 21 now.
What do we have? 3 rocks left for each team?
Yeah, that looks like.
They like didn't have a coach or something. He was like the ice guy.
Sure.
Devin Ritter's rock definitely looking like a guard here. That was 2. Yep, now they're on it. Just trying to pull it over over to the center line. Almost there. Not. Oh wow. Oh, good sweep in there. They were really able to pull that over further than I thought. Oh, so we still have the IP cameras working? Okay. So we've got those 8 cameras. We've got the ones that are on sheet B. We've got,
No, we have.
or
No,
rather, those
I was just
4.
mucking with the. I was actually mucking with the one of the new cameras.
Oh, okay.
The new cameras are also an IP camera system.
Oh, okay.
So the 4 white cameras are still currently hooked up. I'm going to take them down.
Okay.
I think we have 5 of the white cameras. I'm not sure where the 5th one is. But they're just they're not up to par with the new ones. So I don't use them. And plus with those
So what's going to happen to them?
I'll put them in a box somewhere. There's been thoughts where we actually set up 2 streams. One is the feature sheet, and in a second separate stream, like streaming 24/7, we would try and put all 8 houses in that one stream.
Huh.
But that is separate project.
Yeah.
Not going to happen right now. The feature sheet is what we're concentrating on. But we'll keep them around.
That's one of like the greatest children's.
Don't eat the plastic, you dummy.
Have you watched Gravity Falls? Fantastic show. Also cartoon on the Disney Channel. It's on
Well, then I probably won't watch it. Oh, it's online.
I mean, you can watch anything online.
Yeah, well, yes, but it's a lot easier to just Netflix and.
It's
You
not
had a
on
mouse with the portal thing?
But yeah, I watched Phineas and Ferb on Netflix. When I
The back has the.
I had a 6
The back has the.
watching it all day.
Yep, and that's what we're taking a look at.
I got it from shirt.woof.
We're down to skip rocks here. George Shirk throwing for Team Shirk.
Concurling.
He's currently sitting 3 in the house, looking to probably plug up the hole or put another one in. Sweepers are trying to bring it as deep as they can.
That's all sorts of Kermit hats.
They come up at the last minute. And that is perfectly a guard biter. Right on the center line, right at the top of the 12-foot. George has to be very pleased with that result. I've got the "will be right back" stuck in my head.
I had to make some clutch shots like that for the game.
You're welcome.
Grr.
You made some really great
Life, I
clutch
can get
shots.
something worse than
No, no.
Not usually.
My brain's already going there.
when I worked in Fidgeons, that was the game that we used to play. You'd start whistling or humming something.
I think you're good at making clutch shots, but
Most
you're
to
obviously
yourself, just how long
I'm
you-
only good at
how
making them in this kind of
quickly-
environment, though, when I'm like,
how
oh, it's
quickly
just
we
the
could
mixed
get
field,
everyone
it's
in
just
Fiction
ladies'
whistling
league,
along.
and it's just pizza
Yeah,
league.
you're way too
I can,
relaxed.
I can make shots
in your shot.
like nobody's business if I'm not focused on it. As soon as I'm like, oh, it's competitive and I need to make this shot to win like nationals or something, I'll be like, out the window, all my skills are gone. So that's why I don't really play competitively. Half of the reason.
Here's the one really
I
clutch
don't
shot
like
in
the pressure. I just like
second
I like the social aspect. I like making shots. I like doing
Yeah,
well.
alive for a little bit.
I like the social part instead of
You're like,
doing well.
come on, you're nothing but a steel 5.
But it feels damn good when you do well.
That's why when I play competitive, skip.
Vince Ciratella throwing his first rock for harder, faster, deeper. Whoa.
I covet your hit weight.
He's looking to promote something in.
That's the one thing I wanted to say before our game was stopped. I was like, watch out for Hunter. You know, he gets his hits.
Yeah, right. So do I.
He does promote a rock into the 12-foot, and he has cut Team Shirk down to 2. Shirk is sitting first and second. Harder, faster, deeper. Whoa is sitting third. Shirk is sitting fourth and fifth.
And then the second game I started. Yeah, and Becca was playing Vice. Right. Because we had.
Harder, faster, deeper. Whoa's yellow rock is covered, however.
Then we also
I don't think George is going to go for the takeout. He might try and promote his own rock a little deeper, or just guard it up.
I will reserve my assessment of why that is.
Line call has been made. Broom is about 3 feet outside of the button.
I know. I ate so many of them last night. When you got them out, I was double fisting them.
I'm not a fan of the pretzel ones either. They're weird.
I don't know that I've ever had a pretzel again.
Oh, they're so good. Love them.
Oh.
But the pretzel is like powdery. It's almost, it doesn't really taste like.
Ooh, George took a big
It's like
hit.
some baked pretzel nugget.
I'm rooting for them because then if they oh wait no wait
I like it.
yeah if they come in second place we beat them. So if they win the B event then we can honestly say we were the second best team here.
Okay, there you go.
We're like the only team we lost to was the team that won it, but we beat the other team that only lost one game. So there you go.
The rock's pretty heavy.
Oof.
Whoa! Goes through the hole and all the way to the hack. I don't think he could do that again if he tried.
We didn't play either of them. I was gonna say
Because we played
With hammer coming up here,
I'm
harder, faster, deeper, whoa has a choice to make. There's no way they're pulling 2 out of this. So the question is, which rock do they try and promote into the 8-foot? That's all they have to do, is get a rock in the 8-foot.
I think just throw the same one that he did. You know, he knows the ice there.
Yeah.
Just throw that same line, a little more weight, maybe a hair tighter.
Nope. Not the call.
He likes coming this way. Wow.
So, Vince is opting for a turn out from the center line,
I see why.
and he's going to promote his yellow rock all the way on the right up into the 8-foot.
And if his line's off, he's at least got that one sitting there in the 12-foot to play off of. Yeah, I see why. I personally don't like it, but I see why.
So you're playing pretty well since it's your first year. So. I was very happy to pull on shots against you. But Andrew made some pretty nice shots this weekend too. He had some cool takeouts in there.
we figured we'd be more organized. Her half a year of my 1 year.
We do have handshakes over on sheet D. We'll try and bring you an update as soon as we find out who won.
That being said, how many years have you been playing?
Yeah, I said that's fair.
She's got more years than our
That's why
entire.
I can't make
Oh
it
no,
so
she's,
that. I have to have a
she
new
has
best
1
of
year
the
less
game.
than our entire
If you have more
combined
than 5
decade.
years, you have to have someone with less.
You know who won on D?
I believe that. I'm pretty sure that was. Yeah. Actually, no. I know it was none given. Yeah.
None given.
And they'll mix us up with some people.
Well, and that's where we were fortunate. We have
He
2
missed?
people that just don't
What?
count.
He
Because
missed?
if you're a 4th year or 5th year, you just don't count.
Yeah.
And I'm a 5th
he miss?
year. He's a 4th
2
year.
red?
I think.
So, are you?
Over here.
On C. Yeah.
On C.
This is your 4th year. Okay, yeah.
So apparently we all missed seeing what happened here on sheet C.
So the 2 of us just don't.
Over on sheet D in the 3rd event, it does look like team None Given did pull out a win. Steven Enixon skipped that team.
Good job. You got it right.
I wrote it down.
This is the second time this year that I've said that I haven't played in a Spiel.
Shirk is throwing first. He scored.
I've never played in a big Spiel, and Hal goes, "You played with me. We routed." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, then I've never played well in the big Spiel."
Well, Brian Green still doesn't remember playing the inaugural with Melvin and I last year.
This is what happened.
The only reason you're claiming you remember is because you know you have the shirt from it. I made shirts for it. And that's, well, he still doesn't remember anything about the event.
I went to the
It must have been a lot of
Mid-Atlantic
fun.
this year.
We won the D event.
Yeah. I went to the Mid-Atlantic this year, right? And I'm telling Aaron and Liz and Tanya on the way there. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I never played in this. It's really fun. I'm excited." We get there and my name's on the A-Event trophy, and I'm like, "Oh, I guess I played in this."
Did you play with your family?
I played with my sister and Caitlin and Nicole when we were playing juniors.
Caitlin Shaw.
Caitlin Beebe and Nicole Arsena when we played junior women. We played.
Nicole Arsenault was in the.
We played in that,
It was 1 point for Team Shirk in the sixth end. They currently lead 6-4.
Oh, I've been thinking that for a while.
Yeah, I was actually gonna
Did you
have
catch our
that,
throwing out of
like,
order?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
We were very confused for a minute there.
So were we.
Yeah.
But we realized
I'm like the
we
last,
blame chapstick.
I'm the last
Huh?
flick.
We blame
Well, it seemed
chapstick.
like everything actually
And so
might
I
have started
was
getting
kinda sad
thrown
to
off
get rid
when
of it,
Courtney
so
ran
it's
off suddenly, you know, the restroom and all that, and we're waiting for Brian.
No, I
to
just
catch
only
one.
threw one rock.
Okay.
Not hiding
Oh.
Oh, you only
like,
threw one rock.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought Courtney only. Well, no, Courtney only threw one rock.
Oh,
We
is that
thought.
what happened?
Yeah,
We
because
thought.
Courtney threw the last one.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Oh, is that what happened?
Apparently Courtney only threw one.
You only
We
threw
thought.
Well, then
Well,
you
we're-
should
I don't know.
throw.
Wait, if you didn't know, then why did you
We're all
throw it?
confused by this, honestly.
No, I threw two.
Okay, we'll watch the replay later.
I just assumed it was you.
I thought it was. I don't know.
It was you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until I saw Gilad throw a shot, and I was like, why?
Because I was
why
always
did
I was like,
after me? I just threw.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I was saying, you think it's hilarious that Melvin is wearing my hat. It's kind of a girly hat.
No, it's fine. It's a unisex hat.
Maybe it's just because it's my hat. I think it's girly.
Not really. That's barely any different. Is that the one with your
No.
Gosh, do you think there are enough rocks in play over on egg?
only trivially different than that?
Wow.
Maybe that's got a
I
little bit.
think it's girly because I made these for my women's team.
And Broomba is sitting there
my
with
women's
just
side
the one
team.
on,
So
with
Kate, you
one
see
on the
Paige
button.
is
Wow.
usually wearing
That's
hers
just
when
pretty much untouchable. Then
oh,
again,
she's
they're
out.
down 7-2, and I
Yeah.
don't know how they're going to get a second
I
one.
made them in different colors.
Oh, okay. I see how. That's a very tough shot.
Run back, hit and roll.
My women's team makes it
Yeah.
to nationals. I'm gonna
Too late.
Well, our fifth end didn't go so well.
Well, it's close.
But yeah, I had them ready for the big spill last year. So
No,
we
but the
won
line's all.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
and also in the
tried to skinny by go the other way. Oh well. One yellow.
We watched the fourth end and decided we were chasing it.
There, that was the problem. That's what it is. That's a lot. No,
Now, did he watch any other games?
Thank you.
What? Did they watch any other games? I don't know, like,
I'm glad I'm not the only one who's
yesterday when we realized that
And our team in general, we were missing a lot more shots than we were the rest of the game. But I'm blaming you because you convinced me out of the draw that then Melvin made that I wanted to call that shot.
I thought, well, that's the thing. That's a gutsier shot because if it doesn't bury, you're living. If through a port, run back, take 5.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah, just say
it was
say what you're
painful
thinking.
to watch.
Did you see that
I
shot?
feel bad. We do
Jay
one
made
horrible thing
repeatedly
to
a couple
Laura
weeks
in like
ago,
every Bonds
or it was like
field.
towards the beginning. I was gonna say it was the best shot I've seen all season.
The George Shirk shot?
No,
George Shirk apparently made
this was
an
in Keats
amazing.
League.
Oh, and
Oh, he made a great draw. He made a great shot.
No,
I saw
George
that. That was
apparently
good.
made like a run
Uh-huh.
back that hit into 2 rocks that doubled out 2 other
Oh,
rocks
yeah,
or
I
something.
saw that. That one was really good. But this was in Keats League.
And it was right at the same time that Melvin made his
It's like, you know, a game that doesn't matter because it's Keats League.
Yeah.
The other team is sitting 2, and then we have 4 more in the back. And they're 2. You can kind of see a sliver of. You can see the one, but then there's stuff in the way in the back. And then the other one is totally guarded, basically evenly.
Yeah.
We call just like the hit and roll for.
Yeah.
It slices that one thinly, bounces off the back one, bumps back into their other one. Their other 2, both of theirs roll out. Ours bumps slightly back, and we take 5.
You had a
He
thin.
had it
You had
around the
the.
horn. Yeah.
By the way, I think that's how you got your back.
Back
Oh my
up
God,
into the
that's
other one and
amazing.
bumped
I
it
would have
north.
liked this.
Yeah, it went north. It was
This-
Bumped it
so-
out of the
it
house.
bumped it up out of the house.
The Duluth Curling Club just
It
leaves
was the best shot I've seen.
just
all season.
leaves their cameras on, and I've always thought like how funny that. I've clicked on it a couple times, and they just like the guys are like doing the eyes and stuff. It's funny.
So you can basically just watch whatever's happening on the
Whatever,
house.
leagues, whatever you want to watch.
Oh man, that would be cool. I'd love to tune in on my Catholic League team when I'm not playing. Well, Todd, this is what you did wrong.
Or just text one of them like every end.
Oh my God, you have to make him my investor.
He is so.
We played so fast this box here.
Well, I
We
was
were
icing
we
for
were
him
so
in the other
fast.
game that
Every
we
game we were like
Richardson.
an end and end.
Oh my
We
God,
all
those are
started
the two
really
phones.
We started
Actually,
really
them
late.
and George Shirk. It's
Oh
like
my God, I know.
the collection of slow skits.
Yesterday, Tanya's not very fast though.
The problem is neither of them skip all that much, so I can.
Oh man.
I'm generally an end ahead of everyone. Because I hate playing slow. It's the worst thing ever.
When I was playing in the Fort Wayne Cash Spiel, there was a team that we played. Honest to goodness, every shot, the front end would come up, and the 4 of them would talk about it. I started timing it on my timer. They were averaging like a minute of discussion for every shot. It was. We ended up going to an extra end, and it was over 3 hours.
Oh my
It was
God.
an 8-end game.
It was an 8-end game,
Oh
and
my
we went
God.
into a
It was a
9th end
Well, 9-end.
and played for over 3 hours.
You didn't even play a 10 game for 3 hours.
Well,
That's the other thing that helps me not like.
if you're really
I can't like be super focused for my shot because if I take time out and like think about it, I'm gonna mess it up because I'm overthink. That's why I play so fast. I'm like, call the shot or I draw. But I can't waste time or I'm just gonna
And
like overthink it.
I always say like
Move the room and all this.
it's not to like be like I'm a doctor, but like I try to make decisions quickly, and I kind of like you're just kind of that's the training you get when you're in like a medical profession. You have to make a decision and stick with it and just do it. And so I tend to not belabor
Yarns on
shots
the
a
floor.
lot. I'll think about it for a minute and then I'm just kind of like, let's
Oh no.
Oh,
What happened?
just went through the hole.
Through the hole.
Not what he wanted there.
How many rocks are left?
4 rocks left. TJ's got to be playing second.
Sometimes
2 for each
Josh's
team.
commentary really makes me laugh. He's like, I don't think that's what he was trying to do. In this such announcer voice, I'm like, you think throwing a rock right through the house in between 2 rocks that either of which you would have been happy to hit, you think that's not exactly what he was calling?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I want to talk to somebody who was watching me commentate the game yesterday because I have a feeling nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
I meant to listen to it. I listened to our match before, and my wife was laughing at you in the background. Michael, she's trying to do work, and I have the thing running, and she's like, "Who are those announcers?" I'm like, "Just
Well,
introduce you."
So the first like 2 games, I would only interject
Me?
small
No,
things.
probably Liz.
Adam would be talking and he'd be like, so Liz, do you know what event this game is? And I would just say,
Nope.
I do not.
I did not.
Rob?
First thing
I
was
do
like, so what is this
Rob was here
called
for a bit.
Spiel meet me, or do you know what that means?
Oh, Chip, yes.
Do you know?
Oh, we were horrible. We were
People like
horrible.
say, okay, so now I'm going to put in this and I would just say, I was like,
about all the breeds. And then there's Fred Willard. And he goes, at one point he goes, and to think in some countries these dogs are eaten. And that is one of my favorite lines. And like I've always like wanted to get on the comment and be like, and to think in some countries, if you made a shot like that, you'd be eaten.
Like Adam, who's like in his like I guess he's like second year maybe or something. Adam
Schechter.
Schechter.
Yeah, probably. I didn't really know him, but I could tell he was pro for a while. But he's like, you know, commentating, actually talking about strategy, actually talking about what shots they're calling in the game and what happens. And so then I'm just sitting there and, you know, blah, 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 saying random stuff that means absolutely nothing. And then he would be like, oh, so you actually skip. So what would you call in this situation? And I actually, like, say something really smart about curling and then go back to talking nonsense.
I do not know.
It's like, I just sound like a complete idiot. And then, oh, hey, here's a very wise piece of curling wisdom from Lizandru.
We were watching one of the girls' games in the juniors, and Benner was commentating. He was talking about touching and poking a little more than I was comfortable with. And like he just kept calling things like, this is a touch draw. And I'm like, who calls it that? Stop saying that. There are parents watching this, grandparents. And he'd be like, yeah, and he's like,
Vince's rock winds up a little short. That rock wound up a lot short. George is going to try and draw a guard in, try and keep his 4 rocks counting right now. As we look at the overhead, definitely 4 rocks counting.
How many people were watching? How many people were watching our
28 max.
28, yes!
I hope my women see
She was.
watching. They'll be like, dear Lord.
She said nice job after that wonderful hit in the second end, I think.
My mommy's proud of me after the second.
Your mommy's always proud of you.
Who knows after the fourth end?
So your mom was watching, and your mom was watching, and then who those other 26
Why is your mom not here?
a friend in North Carolina and a friend in Michigan.
Norfolk now.
I don't know.
She'll be at the fun Spiel next
My
weekend,
dad's
and then
here.
she'll be back up to help out with the dice.
I think I want to do
George Shirk delivering last rock for his team.
Hand off the ice, George. Get your hand off the ice, George. Get your hand off the ice, George. Thank you.
Don't be Ken.
The rock looks a little heavy for what he wanted. They're trying to sweep it and make sure it gets around the guard, which it has tons of space.
Oh, boy.
Oh, they wind up with a very nice rock, almost perfectly parallel to their rock at the top of the 12-foot. Reminder, folks, the top of the 12-foot would be at the bottom of your screen, and that rock is actually at the top of the 4-foot.
If you're Vince, I don't know what you do.
Draw.
Is this his last rock?
Yep. This is Hammer.
Of the
He could. I would say he could kind of tap and roll off of the one that's sitting just in the back 8-foot.
Difficult decision here for Vince.
His best bet might be.
If he crotches him, does he get the double?
I would say, but he still
no,
gets
he
up a skill of 1.
Yeah,
So actually, I think he probably has to come in off of that, hit, and try to roll over there. Yeah, it is.
That would be parking lot Virginia way.
Why not
Yeah.
just draw for 1?
Yeah, that's what I do. Draw for 1.
Oh, you are drawing against
That's still pretty tough.
I would say,
It's 5.
5?
well, I would say you just saw his last draw, and it's set up there as a 2 or 3 guard.
Yeah, but he has some backing. At least cut him down.
He can't use the backing.
He could use this one a little bit.
It's not going to crawl. I would say it's not going to come over that much in that short a time period to go and do that. I would say he's got to draw cold to the tee. Yeah, that's what he has to do.
Well, that's not the call. And as you've been hearing our conversation, the warmer recommendation is to draw to the tee, but Vince is not going for that.
He's throwing Peel.
Vince's defiance.
Vince is throwing, lots of weight.
Going with what I originally was thinking. Which
He's just going to try and hit and cut George down a bit.
And
Right in the crack.
that's not.
Moves a couple of rocks.
Oh, that's 4?
Winds up giving either 3 or 4. Depends on the house angle.
Looks like 4. But yeah, and he's going to be, what, down 5. And yeah.
And here comes the 6. So we'll call it 3 here in the 7th end. Congratulations to Team Shirk on winning the second event here at our Potomac Big Spiel. We're going to swing our cameras over to Sheet A, where we have Team Broomba facing the Ice Team Cometh over in our 4th event. Both of these teams played this morning at 9 a.m., so they are just dead tired right now. Now, one of the nice things about the Ice Team Cometh is the Ice Team Cometh features Curtis Brooks, Jim, I don't remember your last name right now, sorry about that, Jim D'Onofrio, I've been being told, and also Ken Ray, 3 of the most important people to our club because they help maintain the ice. And they are currently winning 7-3 as we approach the end of the 7th end. So we'll update our scoreboard and be back in just a few minutes. Hammer started with yellow. Scoreboard. So 1 in the first end, 3 in the second end, 1 in the third end, 2 in the fourth end, 2 in the fifth end, 1 in the sixth end, currently in the 7th end. So as we bring in the cameras here, you can see that the Ice Team Cometh has done fairly well this game. They are currently leading 7-3. Coming down the sheet right now is the Gallo Rock for Team Broomba.
Good for him. I'm glad he played. And
That's like, George and Vince. I'm happy whoever won that one. Of course I like Vince. George, we had a fun game against George, really.
And now with 1 rock left, the Ice Team Cometh about to throw a hammer. They are currently sitting 1 in the top 12. They can draw in for 2.
was it against you that he made that crazy shot? Okay. Oh, you're playing with people I don't know. I'm sure I know who they are, but
The video will then like be available online, right?
Yeah, it's all archived. You scroll to the very bottom of our webpage. Next to our Twitter and Facebook button, there's now a live stream button. So it's on there 24/7, 365.
I mean, we're here to have fun. We were actually trying to find a newer person to play with. But like,
Ken Ray delivering last rock for the Ice Team Cometh.
I asked all the newer people I knew, and they were already playing.
All they need to do is bite the 12-foot. They're trying to let the rock curl. Rubs off the outside, but does not make it into the house. Doesn't really matter, though. The Ice Team Cometh still takes 1 here in the 7th end. They are leading 8-3, And here come the handshakes, folks. So, reviewing the final results here at the big Spiel for the Potomac Curling Club. Our fourth event winners are the Ice Team Cometh. In this game, they were skipped by Ken Ray. Sometimes they're skipped by Curtis Brooks. In the third event, Team None Given, led by skip Stephen Enixon, won the third event. In the second event, Team Shirk had a nice victory, led by George Shirk. And in our big event, the winners of this entire event, Teamocil, skipped by Melvin Shaw, viced by Jeff Lee, seconded by Brian Breen, and led by Courtney Shaw. I've been your host, Michael Dobbs. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. I want to give a big thank you to some of our volunteers here. David Bukowski, who helped run the event. A big thank you to Charlie and Liz, who ran our kitchen and provided some wonderful food for all us hungry curlers. Thanks to the entire ICE team. I don't know who helped out, but lots of people did. I even scraped a little bit, and I know we had some fantastic ice. Thank you to Chad and all the people who helped deliver drinks. Thank you to all the Potomac members. This was an internal Potomac Spiel. Everybody helped out, everybody played, and everybody had a good time. So, signing off for the end of the big Spiel, this is Michael Dobbs. Have a wonderful week, folks. I can do, and that's the way the cookie crumbles.